What's up, everyone? Welcome to the BPCMR YouTube channel. This is the disembodied voice of your favorite admin, Isaac Roebuck, but I usually go by Roebuck because nobody else has that last name. Well, except my three siblings, my parents, my niece. Anyway, wanted to cover a subject that I've been thinking about for a while, and that is the GTX 1070 is overrated. I think, a lot. Now, first of all, I do not mean to imply that this is a bad card. I do not mean to imply that there are no legitimate owners who fully comprehend exactly what the card is capable of and leave it at that. However, I think this card in particular panders to a demographic that has some seriously unrealistic ideas about the card. Okay, now let me start by telling you a story. So, around Christmas time, me and my brother ran into Best Buy to grab a laptop bag or some shit. Anyway, we were standing in line at the checkout, and this middle-aged guy walks up behind us. He looked like he could be a gamer-type demographic, and he was holding a brand-new GTX 1070 Founders Edition, NVIDIA-branded. So I thought I'd be a friendly fellow PC gamer and compliment him. I said, "Oh, sweet, 1070. Nice card. I had a couple 480s myself." I was referring to my old system, Pegasus, and long story with that. But anyway, the man kind of shrugged as his eyes drifted somewhere else behind me, and he replied, "Oh, I wouldn't know. It's just the one he said was good." Oh, Lord. Then I was like, okay, gotcha. Yeah, then I nodded and turned back around. After that, I was just shaking my head oh my God. And then, as we were leaving the store, watching them walk up into their, '09 Escalade like it was something fancy, I realized what was going on here. These people, I always refer to them as quote-unquote yuppies. They are, you know it when you see it. It is that type of people, and they are among the most annoying in existence. And unfortunately, that is also a very popular demographic for 1070s. Young yuppies. That's the worst kind. No, this is just an example of my point, and not necessarily that parents buying a nice GPU for their kid for Christmas is a bad thing. However, there are some complications with this type of 1070 consumer, and the only thing about the 1070 in particular is that the price and performance range makes conditions optimal for it to get into the hands of the wrong kind of consumer. It's not, however, the consumer that is the issue. Do with your card whatever you want, think whatever you want about it. The only problem arises when those types of consumers are members of a community. Then it starts to get annoying. Now, what do I mean by this? It's essentially the age-old issue of you can't really appreciate something unless you've worked for it. Which, hell, I can even attest to that myself. And this is especially a bad problem with some of the younger demographics, the under 18 especially, But yeah, you can really tell when somebody is just oh, my parents bought me a 1070 and kicks your ass, basically. They're placed on a shelf, a level in which they see themselves as fortunate above everyone else. Whether they see themselves as superior, it's complicated. But, you can tell that there's something going on in which they really don't appreciate what they have, in a way. Now, even I've been guilty of this before. I mean, hell, my 480s were destroyed in a fire, and I got a 1080 Ti back. And I can tell you right now, I don't appreciate it as much as I did those 480s. Now, don't get me wrong, a 1080 Ti is a great card. I appreciate it. I fully understand what it's capable of. And but I try not to, talk about it very much. I don't be like, oh yeah, well, that's cute. You're a little 1080 rig. Well, I have a 1080 Ti, so yeah, suck on that. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain type of person which is more susceptible to this, and that's also the type of person in which the 1070 is highly appealing. So it's not exactly the 1070's fault, and actually this was also an issue with the 970, and I even remember back to the 3 and 290s when those were a thing. I saw this a lot in the community, and I didn't like it. These types of people were just buying these types of cards and treating them well, or someone was buying them for them, more than likely, and they were treating them like they didn't really appreciate them. They didn't appreciate the work that other people put into buying their cards, and other people that do appreciate their cards, because they don't appreciate theirs, which is better than their cards. Why should they appreciate other people's cards? You see, now this is the issue, and that's why we see a lot of this, especially with the type of demographic. And you know what I'm talking about. It's that little snotty teenage kid yuppie whose parents bought him a 1070, and they think it's special, and they're like, oh, if you overclock it far enough, it'll beat your 1080 Ti. You know, like, no, I'm not kidding. I've literally heard someone say that to me, and I burst out laughing at them. Anyway, you see, it's not specific to the 1070, and it's not specific to PC gaming. This happens all the time. The issue is with more the psychological aspect of this type of person. It's how they understand the way they get their possessions and how they appreciate them. It makes it harder for them to appreciate the way that others think of what they own and how they got them. You see, they don't understand it the same way that we do. And that's the problem. It's not a problem with the 1070. It's a problem with people in general. And it happens more with the 1070. And I've seen this, actually, it's on the rise of the 1060 too. And that makes it just even worse because it's not even as good of a card. But it's a problem we have in the community. And I think that we really should concentrate more on just identifying these type of people and just shouldn't even bother associating with them, because, you know, you can't fix stupid. You know, it's just simple as that. Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on this. It's first this type of video I've done, and definitely interested to hear your thoughts on this. If you think this is a good topic to cover, or there's a topic you'd like me to cover, if you'd like me to stop doing this because you don't want to hear my voice, that's fine. Just let me know in the comments, and see you later.